Before I get into this Q&A, I kind of want to make an apology to Punisher 249. I probably called you Finisher. If I did, I am extremely exhausted, but I want to apologize for mispronouncing your name. It's Punisher 249. I did answer your question, but other than that, I just want to apologize for mispronouncing your name. A little bit tired, but anyway, guys, let's get started with this Q&A as well as with the announcement. For those that haven't heard, the British Fists are no longer going to be doing Q&As after April 13th. So for anyone that is interested in sending them questions, I will leave a link either in the card up somewhere up there or in the description box for those that are interested in finding out how to send them questions, and and especially what the stipulations are for each questions that they're sent. If they I can't remember if they actually did say that, but you'll find more information in the video, so I'll try to leave a link to that. And also for shout out from my friend Freddie, aka the CC Network. I do believe that he has his Q&A up. I will also leave a link up there in the description box or in the card above for those that are interested in his Q&A if you did send him questions. Now, besides those shout outs, I have a brief announcement that I want to make. And I'm kind of sort of following suit in what the British Fist is doing. And I actually decided not to do any more Q&As, especially after the Go Home show on Raw. And there's two reasons for this, and I'm just going to be honest with you guys. The first reason is that it's bringing a lot more negative feedback than positive feedback. It's making a lot more people angry, and it's just to the point where it's just getting a bit too much to deal with stress-wise. And the second reason is my schedule has gotten really crazy. I don't have any time to do these, let alone plan these out. I don't even have enough time to screen, especially those questions that I don't really want to answer. I don't have enough time to screen them. And for those that do send me legit questions, I sometimes skip them, and that's not fair to them. So that's why I decided just to make this the final Q&A ever. And honestly, if I don't even get questions for this final Q&A, that's fine too. It's just going to be my last. Either this one's going to be the last if I don't get any questions, or if I do get questions, the Raw after the Go Home show, Raw for WrestleMania, is going to probably be my last time. Now, for those that want to send me questions, you're more than welcome to, but the final date, instead of it being Sunday, will be that Monday's Go Home show, that Monday Raw's Go Home show to WrestleMania. I'll put the exact date above when it, and probably in the credits when it's going to be. But I do have stipulations on what the questions should be, and I'm just going to put it flat out there for those that actually do want to send them to me. Number one, no statements. I don't have enough time in the day to read an entire paragraph on either how bad somebody else is, how bad I am, or bad or anything else. And it's not because it's not because of the content that's in it. It's because it takes a lot of time to read a paragraph about of a statement. It's just a Q&A, question and answer, flat out. Just send me a question, no statements. Number three, no questions about other YouTubers. If you do want to send them questions, you're more than welcome to send them questions for their Q&As. I cannot answer any questions for them. So please don't send me any questions, especially about Mr. Griffin, about Freddie, about Rico, about Ray, or about anyone else for that matter. I can't answer for them. And I know it's sounding a bit blunt, but I'm just being honest here. Number two, no mean questions about other YouTubers. Because number one, I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be rude towards other people. And number two, and not even number two, but I just don't want to go there because I don't know them that well. And it's not fair for me to make a comment on someone that I don't know that well. And my final one, and my biggest one for that matter, is number one, no racist questions. If it's racist, if it's mean, if it's hateful towards myself, towards other YouTubers, towards anyone else that sends questions to me, if you're flat out rude, I will not answer you. Period. And I know I said no racist questions, but I'll probably say no mean questions here because I don't want to go out like that. Okay? The thing is that you guys send me questions, and for those that have for all these years, I always give you guys credit towards the end credits of every show. But I do not want to go out answering racist questions about myself or other people. It's just wrong. And in the world where it's full of racism, I don't feel like dealing with that every single day, let alone here. So if you guys want to send me some legit questions, either about wrestling or about something personal, or about or a question that you have about life, or if you want some advice, I have no problem in answering those questions. But if it's one of those four, I am not in any way, shape, or form going to answer them. Now that flat out tells you right there of what my stipulations are, where I stand when it comes to questions. And honestly, if it even matters, I hope everybody's listening. Seriously. But other than that, let's get started with this Q&A. I have several people that send me questions, and honestly, for those that sent me statements, I'm only gonna answer the questions that you have given me. I don't have enough time today to read your paragraphs. And I know this sounds kind of mean, but I'm being real here. But anyway, let's get started with Dustin Nunn. He sends me the first questions. Have you read Chris Jericho's autobiographies? No, I haven't. Are you familiar with Transformers Generation 1 from the 1980s? If so, do you think Transformers Generation 1 should be rebooted? Honestly, I think Transformers has already been rebooted, and it's been rebooted in movies. And as long as they keep up with Optimus Prime, I don't really care. And it doesn't really matter to me. I will say this. Michael Bay did a great job in the movies for the first one. But then the rest kind of went downhill from there. But other than that, I think they've already rebooted it. I'm just tired of reboots, I suppose. Moving on to your third question for me. Do you watch today's Cartoon Network? If so, would you like... Okay, if so, do you like today's Cartoon Network? Or do you like the Cartoon Network of the past? I will say this. During the times of Toonami, when Toonami was first out, it was great. It was amazing. They had probably the best anime block I've ever seen. And they really knew exactly what to put up there. I know that Toonami's back out now, but I haven't really watched it since. The only thing is that they kind of lack decent dubs. When it comes to anime, the best anime dub that Cartoon Network has ever had was Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. That's the only one I can say that they have done well. But other than that, they really haven't had a lot of good anime dubs there. So honestly, I like the past, but the present's not so bad either. Leading on up to now, it wasn't so bad. So I mean, I guess I can probably say the past, possibly, maybe. But thank you so much for sending me those questions. And moving on to Nintendo Fanboy 1988. Why do you give Dustin Nunn special treatment? Now, I know that I said that I'm not going to answer any more of these, and that's for my last Q&A. But since it's in a question form, I'll go ahead and answer it for you. I'm not giving Dustin Nunn special treatment. Dustin Nunn sends me questions. He sends me legit questions that don't hurt anybody's feelings. It's questions about me that he would like to know, and I answer it for him. Nothing racist, nothing about other people, just a straight up question. I'm not giving him special treatment. He just asks questions. So far, nobody else has. There you go. Moving on to Justin's side. Why do you make the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde comparison at your last Q&A? Because that's what it is. I've heard a lot of Freddy's Q&As, and I've heard a lot of British Fist Q&As, and honestly, some of you guys have sent questions to British Fist. And also some of you guys have sent questions to the CC Network. It's like night and day. Seriously, it really is. It's so very polite, no profanity, no racism at all. And it's legit wrestling questions. And really good ones as well. But when you guys come to me, I get pretty much the most racist and hateful of the bunch. And I'm like, okay, do you guys not respect me enough to actually give me legit questions? While with Freddy, you give him questions like, good grief, like he's a wrestling guru, which he is. And I'm not going to deny that. He is very knowledgeable about wrestling, about many other things. But you guys are so polite when you send him questions. It's like night and day. And I get the worst of the worst. And that's why I say it's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Dr. Jekyll being the normal part and Mr. Hyde being the evil part. And yeah, I get the really bad evil questions. Seriously, the straight up racist questions, mostly about some of my friends and not so much about me, but some of them were about me, especially the autistic part, which is very insulting. Not so much of the fact that it's because of autism, it's just the fact that you guys meant it as an insult, and I feel like that's how it is, and it's wrong. But when it comes to my other friends, you guys know what you're doing. You practically say the most racist, hateful comments. And I'm not going to name a few names because I'm not going to go there. But you guys know what you're doing when it comes to writing these questions. And you know exactly what to say. And if those are the one things that you think of when it comes to me, it's messed up. But other than that, yeah, that's what I meant by Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You guys send Freddie the best of the best questions, and I get the worst of the worst. That's what I meant. And I'm just being straight up here. But anyway, let's move on to another person that is new to this, and he wants me to answer this question for next week. But I guess that means this week. This is from Finisher 249. It seems you take offense of people saying that people asking if you're autistic. Why is that? Do you view having autism as negative? No, I don't. The thing is that you know when somebody is being mean when they call you autistic. And it's not the fact that I am not against anyone who has autism. It's just the fact that I know that it's directly supposed to be mean. It's supposed to be very rude and very harsh towards myself. And I really feel like that's what it meant. It really wasn't a legit question. It was just something just to poke fun at me. And I think that that's wrong. It's nothing about being autistic, but I really feel like that nobody has done their homework when it comes to autism, and they think that autism is the worst of the worst anyway, so they spit it out just to be mean. But like I said many times before, you guys really do need to do your research about autism before you actually throw that out there, because people who have autism can't help it. They have autism. So instead of making autism as something to be mean or hateful or that you're mentally challenged, it's a lot more than that. And it's actually insulting to people who have autism. It is. It's not. It's practically, some people use autism as a way of saying you're mentally challenged or if you're mentally retarded. And it's wrong. It really is. And that's what I take offense for. Not for the fact that people are autistic. It's for how you use it. And it's wrong. If you use it as an insult, it's wrong. Especially towards me. And it's very insulting. But guys, like I said, if you do want to send me questions for my final Q&A, you can send it to me via YouTube or on Twitter at #RK30 #Instagram Q&A. All of my stipulations I said at the beginning, but I will actually leave a copy of them in the final credits for those that did not catch it. But other than that, guys, that's it for me. Nature Girl 30 signing off. Peace out. Bye.